It's always a pleasure to visit the deserts in the rain. But unfortunately, we're here on business. No, wait one moment. We should probably make sure that our mic is rigged up correctly. These hiccups are going to be a real problem. I wonder if there's some kind of curse that falls upon you if you commit hiccups to record. Listen back to yourself spasming into a microphone. Is it like yawning? If you ever revisit the recording, they'll return. Holy shit. Well, that's going to be fun for as long as it lasts. I guess the incredible thing is that it started just as I started recording, so we will get documentary evidence of how long this particular fit of hiccups goes, which is one of those things I think humans are bad at tracking. Lambertaint. Why, yes, I am Professor Lambertaint. Beg pardon? You wish to hear about my research on corrupted crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow man of science. My comedy, sealed with science. So rare it is to find fellow intellectuals in this region. 'Tis even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the true nature of corrupted crystals. Wow. Come to think of it, who was the other? A hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociable, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed of an amazing affinity toward the scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand, did you say that you wished not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Egads, man, at least take the necessary precautions so that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. Wow, they're getting worse. I'm beginning to wonder if you have sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek in this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects, though I suppose you will be bombarded by its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako, student of mine monitoring the flow of ether at High Bridge. Explain to him your quest, and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. Do you think you can die of hiccups? Because I feel like I'm going to die of hiccups right about now. Still raining? Sweet. If we wanted to, we could use that tool to make it rain 100% of the time. And just live wet. Oof. It does rather obscureth the horizon, though, doesn't it? And that's a shame with such lovely horizons in this land. Fuck you. I don't have to find my way around. I can just go right to you. How many times must I be made to explain myself? I am not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I've chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. God, a simple clay pot that's been treated on the inside with special alchemical sealant. What have we here? A containment vessel. Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertaint. You thieving knave, I shall call for the... Oh, you say the man himself lent it to you. Then you must have sought me out for his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. With utmost care. O frabriste calu calais, that I should be chosen to guide this man. Yes, I, Hahasako, one of the greatest of Professor Lambertaint's pupils, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable, in fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that naught but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards. In which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths, amidst the flowing waters and the murderous mirror nights. That is the most fantastic formation I've found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from a large cluster. Place it within the warded pot, and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. Hiccup. Sometimes you suffer. We suffer for art, and our art is lazily meandering through the story of Final Fantasy. Some people might call that Jesus. Some people might call that being a member of the audience. And they would be right. This is not art. I mean, everything is art in its way. It's not entirely without artisanship, and it's not entirely without a touch, but let's not flatter ourselves. We're just here to document shit. These things are nightmares. Let's read about them. It's been so long since we did that. Mirror Knight, FF14. Tell me about this being, why don't you? Ooh, look at the way it moves. No, tell me what it is. I need to know what this thing is. There's no write-up on them. What are they, though? Ooh, they're in Final Fantasy 12. Are they the same beings? Oh, okay. The enemy from Final Fantasy 12. Here we go. They are. Well, it's not going to tell us much about that. Being a high rank of Bagoli, the armored flying weapons of war, so effective in combat against enemy soldiers, it was honored with knighthood. However, with the advent of airships, the need for its presence on the battlefield decreased, and the old flights were disbanded. Though not disposed of in light of their past contributions, these once proud warriors of the sky were exiled into the wilds. Having lost reason to fly, they soon lost the power. And now they crawl along the ground, hunting for prey as any common beast. There's a good reason why smiths favor scales polished to a mirror finish when making armor. Poof! Those who see their own reflection, the rage burning in their eyes in mirror scale armor, are stricken, unable to move until the enemy frees them eternally from shame. It is as though they are slain by their own image, but that's the Final Fantasy XII version. It's an enemy and a genus. There's a bunch of different kinds of mirror knights. I guess they're owlbears? I don't know. I'd just like to know more. I'd just like to know more. Please, share more with me. Oh, wait, I do have another resource, though. Encyclopedia Eorzea. Pop that bad boy open. This is really important stuff we're doing here, right? I mean, I think it's essential. No hits from Mirror Knight. Aha! A second-generation construct boasting the strength of a bear and the acute vision of an owl. As with many early efforts at biological synthesis, lack of intelligence and a proclivity for violence limit its practical use. Well, that's not nearly as deep a backstory as I'd have liked for such a horrifying animal. Seemed like a malign spirit to me. Hello, Mirror Knight. They're not targets, are they? The quarrying mall. It would not be a lie to say that the sledgehammer was made for harvesting corrupted crystals. Not literally a lie, at least. Whether it was precision made, another question. We fractured it, now we should be able to pick it up. But this was called the Burning Wall, wasn't it? Oh, in our warded pot. So it seems likely to me that this is not going to be the... What did we need? Did we need an air-aspected crystal or an earth-aspected crystal? Can't remember the exact explanation that we were given. Let's see. Well, that's not enough detail. You know what we never did? We never read the description of some of these dungeons. After a tiring journey across Eorzea, it is deep within the quiet jungles of Raincatcher Gully where the charismatic and enterprising young goblin, Brave Phlox Alltalks, chooses to build her tiny empire. What she does not realize, though, is that something else, something sinister, has also made the lush forest its home. Now driven by their rightful claim, Brave Phlox and her brethren seek to retake the land, and are not above asking the help of lesser races, that would be you, to help them do so. Fair enough. I've had to do this one a few times. I can't remember if we recorded it. Under the unforgiving Thanalan's sun lie the ruins of an ancient temple half devoured by the shifting sands of a timeless desert. Though used by ancient Beladians, as a place to worship the sun goddess Azema. The sun goddess Azema. Portions of the massive underground structure appear to be far older than this 6th Astral Era civilization. That, however, did not deter Beladian sultans from each adding their own chambers to the original construct in a bid to achieve immortality through creation. In the subsequent years since the fall of Beladia, many an adventurer sought to explore the temple's mysteries and perhaps return with a treasure of a lost era, only to fall victim to one of the complex traps set to prevent this very thing from happening. Cutter's Cry is full of bugs. Stone Vigil, we know all about that, right? One of the 4 watchtowers built along the Sea of Clouds by the city-state of Ishgard, the Stone Vigil was overrun and occupied by the Dravanian horde not long after the calamity. The following years have seen the Knights of House Dare make several attempts at reclaiming the fortress, but to no avail. What could it be that thwarts their every effort? I've done this one a number of times, but I don't think we've had cause to go into it story-wise. We will have to come back and do side quests much later. Ahasako. We keep saying it backward. See, you've come galumphing back. Yeah, you are just all jabberwock, all alliteration. Have you the crystal then? I don't think there is any alliteration in Jabberwocky. Is there? What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lambertaint will doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting. Yup. Let's just bounce back to Drybone, why don't we? Lambertaint, I got you a crystal. It only ionized a little bit of my cells. It's radioactive. When the religion breaks down your genes, my keen scholar's sense tells me that you've obtained a corrupted crystal. Am I right? This warded pot contains a corrupted crystal. If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. It is as you desired, a corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected ether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected ether? Oh dear. This may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I am at fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would never have sent you to Ahasako. But what is science if not trial and error? And can you truly say that this failure has taught you nothing? Think, man. You now understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You will doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, you keep talking, buddy. You collect crystal you collected can serve as a valuable resource for the ethereal studies conducted by the students of Baldesian. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Shut up. You all right? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. Could you point me to one, Dick? Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Sayana, claims to have discovered another promising site in Eastern Lanoskia. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Lanoskia is where she is nearly killed when wandering too close to an Imperial castrum. How that made for an amusing anecdote. It was Western Lanoskia, Barrow Sirius on the Isles of Umbra to be precise. Can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalamud's talons or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she's still in Nailport attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Shiana's inquiries bear fruit? If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest she think you unprepared for the task. Balls. Alright, let's go and talk to this lady. Who wants to bet we're gonna have to find 4 different corrupted crystals? Who wants to bet? I believe this is also not the last time in the story that we're going to need to go find corrupted crystals, and it is going to be a goose hunt. Yana. What you got for me?
Corrupted crystals? Sir, I have no interest in being the butt of your jokes.
So if you have no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me. Here's the pot. Well, I'll be damned, Professor Lambertine did send you. Beg your pardon. It seems we've gotten off on the wrong foot. I'm Chiana, greatest of the professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid me seek you. You seek me out. Indeed, I am an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in, oh god, just listen to me prattle on and on. I must have given this introduction a dozen times now. Keep talking. It's probably not pirates. As I told the professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Pharos Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I've yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, as I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you will have better luck at wresting information from these yellow jackets. I've all but given up. Just a confederacy of boars, you know. Hey, Caneb. Ah, you startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this, what with all this fatuous gossip of spirits and specters haunting the Isles of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. You live in a world without fiction. Ferkman. You keep on traveling to the Isles of Umbra. Wow, everything is wrong with my voice tonight, but we must make progress. Bloody hells, lad, are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death, death, and more death. Yeah, I bet. Hey, how's it, Gamilza? The Isles of Umbra, what interest have you in that godforsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Pharos Sirius, the Isles have become not more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. Just took a moment there to reflect on living in a society where one's basic needs are guaranteed and not subject to removal because of failure to properly integrate with a neoliberal state as a subject. Ah, Long Point, you've returned. Tell me your findings. Really infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. Representing the representative. Worry not, my friend. I've given your findings more thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is not more than local folklore. As for why all travel to the Isles is restricted, well, maybe it's considered too dangerous owing to the abandonment of Pharos Sirius. Yes, well, anyway, while you were questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It was there that I heard tell of a man named Skyfrin, who was recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. Mind having a chat with him in my stead? He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. That's fine, I got no reputation to tarnish. These people all think I'm a scoundrel and a hero. Anyone with sense knows me for a scoundrel, but also knows me for like a fully bimbofied, hypnotized, pretty boy who is only capable of doing everything that he's asked to. I have to go back. She calls to me, sings to me. Tell me, Medor, I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Could you release me? Yes, release me. I will go and tell her. Let me go tell her. Well, he sure seems fucked up. Maybe I'm not the only one who's gotten hypno-kinked around here. Seems like a common problem. Chiana. What did Skiffern have to say? That's not terribly helpful. I couldn't care less how much he misses his favorite bar wench. What was that about a man named Memedoa? Wait, I know that name. There's that bastard who grabbed my ass the other day at the pub. Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him and his wandering hands. There's a more reasonable reason not to want to hang out with a dude than his being a victim of the state and a mental illness inflicted by supernatural means.
Not any shit, are you? No? Then what are you? Speak up, son, I can't hear you.
This brilliant feather reflects light as if it were actually made of gold.
Hey, bugger me, is this what I think it is? Nah, it couldn't be. You found this, you say? Where'd you say you found it? Skiffering, they say. I was hoping to have a word with the lad, but it sounds like there's naught left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help me patch up Pharaoh Sirius, he was. Company sent me to supervise the lot of them.
I don't know what this dude's supposed to be. He was supposed to be Saman Avarian from Baldur's Gate, but that instantly died.
Weren't getting work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, and half of them up and vanished. What's that? So you'll be looking for passage to the Isles of Umbra? Why didn't you say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to look on behalf of old Mimitoa. Tell him how the land lies.
Old Mimitoa, he was talking about himself. Had nobody been interested till you came a-calling. The whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had the gil, I'd hire some sellswords and let him sort it out. Our hiccups are gone. Good. But you'll do in a pinch, you will. Show this apartment to the skipper, and he'll see you there and back. Thank you. I mean, I'm definitely not going to look after your business interests while I'm there. Couldn't I have just gone to the skipper? Why do I gotta talk to Gianna again? So you went and had a word with Mimidoa. Hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. Slip of parchment granting you passage to the Isle of Umbra. You mean that disgusting creature was Skyfern's superior? I find it hard to believe, but this writ of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say it's a relief to work with such an industrious man as you. I look forward to hearing of the discoveries you will make on the Isles of Umbra without me. You're not coming, Reluctant researcher. Fine, I fail to see the justification for dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I will go as well. But 12 is my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. Not a problem, ma'am. Just need to get the Gemerald. You can have whatever else you want, and I will see you home safe. All you have to do is ask, and I appear to be constitutionally incapable of saying no. Take me to the Isle of Umbra, he bids, as if it's as simple as... Oh, I see you got a bit of passage. All right, then, climb aboard. Got a cute skipper. What say we just hang out on the boat, honestly? Speak with Gianna. Don't just run off immediately. This doesn't seem all that bad. There's a dungeon here. Not saying I'd like to build a summer home here, but oh, the hell's with this. You take your pot and go on without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So it isn't as though you require my assistance. Speak to the man guarding the gate. I'm sure he'll let you in. Would you please excuse me? I'm gonna go out on the boat. Well, don't blame me for wanting to hang out with the skipper. Oh, it's dungeon time, is it? Hey, David. Beg your pardon, sir, but how'd you come here? Access to the island is currently restricted. I'm gonna give him a pot? That's not an old pot. Not sure I follow. Oh, I see you wish to harvest a corrupted crystal. Sorry, friend, but you may have to return empty-handed. Just let me into the dungeon, you dick. The writ Master Mimidoa gave may grant you access to the island, but only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. When that giant mass of crystal struck the lighthouse, it caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery that once powered the beacon. Contrary to what the small folk would have you believe, the fires of Ferrous Sirius were not the product of a mage's thaumaturgy or a colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing, but it's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. What's worse, all work has ceased since rumors of the Walking Dead drove off our entire crew. Not that those rumors are incorrect. I've observed the fiends from a distance at the ship graveyard to the south. What's drawn them to our shores is still a mystery, though. I'll make you a deal, Longpoint. Help me unravel this mystery, and I'll bring you your corrupted crystal. In fact, I shall begin searching for one that satisfies your requirements. As for where to begin your inquiries into the situation, it so happens that a party of 3 adventurers came ashore not long ago seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets at the ship graveyard. I'd be surprised if they knew nothing of the undead infestation, so it might behoove you to question them. Which dungeon is this? Pharaoh Sirius. Not sure I've actually ever done that one. I guess we are getting toward the point where I did stop playing. We've still got a ways to go. Hey, Arapi Taropi. You saw him too, right? Dead people just shambling about without a care in the world, except when they do seem to care, that is, and start shuffling toward the water.
Louis, God's that voice, that single fleeting verse. I can still hear it. Stay clear of the Sergeant Shaw, friend. Took every ounce of my strength to resist. I'll do well. Surely for the taking 5 bleeding years worth of wrecks and that cargo for those queer dead things, and that voice. Actually, that voice was quite nice. Yeah. I have to report back to this ding dong. Come on, just let me go kill the siren. It's obviously a siren. This talk of an alluring voice is disturbingly familiar, as if that's impossible. They're all dead, aren't they? How would you know? David is sweating profusely, but if they have returned, that would mean... I'll beg your pardon, I was just thinking about something, which reminds me, I served word that Master Mimidoa will be arriving any moment. Apparently he grew tired of waiting on the lanky young lad with 1,000 yalm steer to return, which I'm assuming is you. But I don't know what sort of arrangement you had. But you should probably go and explain yourself. Dude, you aren't getting in the way of my critical work. Hey, Mimidoa. I see you've entered the chain of destiny. What's been keeping you, initiate? I ain't getting any younger, you know. Some honey-voiced harlot's been calling out to folk who wander near the ship graveyard and stirred up the dead and all. Bloody hells, this takes me back to my days as a cat boy sailing under old Miss Beard. But they wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. They bloody would, though, wouldn't they, brazen old biddies? Oh, some folks said is the first purge be the last, but I knew deep down in my bones this day would come, and come it has. I bet me bum here a siren's behind all this. Must everyone just talk forever? Nay, not one of the sanguine variety, initiate. I speak of the other kind, them what's got feathers and lure sailors to a watery grave with their sweet, sweet song. Oh, but it don't end there. No, drowning's just the start. See, even in death, a man stays bound to the beast, forced to do her bidding till his corpse can't do it no more. 'Tis a fate I wouldn't wish upon me worst enemy, except maybe in drink, and I regret it after. Any road 'tis up to us to stop this hell's-born hussy before she takes another soul. Of course we can't send you marching off to war without these. The siren don't have no power over a man as can't hear her song. 'Tis lucky for you I carry a spare pair. And lucky for both of us I'm a superstitious old sod, eh? Well, she ain't coming to us, so we best head over to her, to the ship graveyard, initiate. Do I have to equip these earplugs, or are they just, like, meta-worn? This is interesting. We can actually enter the dungeon area out here in the world, huh? Oh, wow. We can go way up it out here in the world. Well, that's kind of cool. I imagine there are no doors, though, out here. Yeah. Look. It's an even bigger insulated pot. Why would that? We could harvest a corrupted official. Whereabouts? How mellow that music is. Very oceanic. Mimidoa. She passes near the shore. She's sure to spy the campfire and come looking. Just a matter of waiting now. Uh-huh. Just touch it. Waiting. Still waiting. Of course we gotta get synced. Sync me out. Come now. Through the void. Uh-huh. Nice, resolute nod. I'm beginning to wonder if some sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. So the siren has like an organ? Quiet, do you hear that? 'Tis her. Like a baseball game. And she's like a raid boss. Look, out of the water, she's come, Nishiat, she's come. You're extremely, I would call you over-designed for your position in this world, ma'am. Quick, lad, shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight. Soon as she realizes you're deaf to her ditties, she'll call on her thralls and we'll be up to our necks in corpses before you know it.
pop that sword out. You turn the music up. Hither embrace mine everything all. We're gonna gain control of our character at some point. True love spurned is cruelty's reward. The echo grants us strength beyond our limits. So we're a paladin in the Dark Knight, so we don't need to throw on that buff. But you really are a raid boss standing out there with no health bar. Cast out callous souls dead to desire. Spare mournful mistress distress. Why? Charmed bosons. Cut him up. Flip out. Ninja move. Melody, last breath of death. The rhythm dost thou not to relent. Regret. Forever alone. I don't know why it couldn't be like working lyrics. Maybe the point is that they don't like sing in a comprehensible way, that it's otherworldly. My love, a river, one look, soul shiver, no. I don't like that there's suddenly, fitting rhymes in there. Charmed captain. Do you stay a captain after you're dead? I'm not familiar with maritime law. I guess you'd be buried with honors, right? Dumped into the sea. If his whole crew died, there was no one to succeed his command, so I guess, yeah. Oh no, I was wondering if we'd get those, no, I guess these are dead. I was wondering if, the live ones had come. No more dark, eclipse the heart. Duty complete. No, we didn't kill the siren, we just cut up some corpses. Mimidoa. Hey, am I alright? Ha, I'm better than that initiate. Happy as a sailor in a whorehouse I am. Of course I'd be happy as a sailor with 2 Watsits if we gutted the songstress, but you can't have everything, can you? She'll not come crooning around here again, though. Not for a while, any road. And if she does, well, we know what to do, don't we? I bet she's a boss in the lighthouse. Thanks for the help, Bugger me, I've clean forgotten your name. Remind me. Longpoint? That's my title. Don't recall having no initiate by that name. But if you're not me old mate, what's name? Why have you been so bloody helpful? Never mind. I'll be seeing you, lad. Thank you, Mimidoa. I really appreciate your, only holding me hostage for that duration. I guess all we were really doing was waiting for this dude to go in and find us that crystal from up in the tower, weren't we? What have you got to say, Oten? What good's a lighthouse keeper without a lighthouse? Just a land-bound wretch watching the ships flounder, wringing his hands. Gotta have the lights back on. Yeah, poor guy. Surely feels pretty shitty. David. You mean it was a siren? But how are you able to resist her song? I see. I'd heard that Master Mimidoa was involved in the first purge, but I never actually... Having survived an ordeal like that, I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I have something for you. The corrupted crystal you wanted, safely sealed within the pot, just as you requested. Please take it with my compliments. Oh, cool. Oof, just a little sidetrack there. Dealing with a little siren problem, making the world a safer place. Friendship ended with hollowing, now tarnished is my mental disorder. Sorry, was momentarily distracted by reading about that cop who tried to murder a pregnant woman with his car because she didn't pull over fast enough on the highway. Discovered that cops have murdered dozens of people by doing that, and injured hundreds. 18 of those people they murdered, they were pulling over for routine traffic infractions. So that's the country that we live in. Not to be a real downer. Hi, Gianna. Oh, it's you. Welcome back, Long Point. You're looking remarkably hale, I must say. And more importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Warded pot. Yeah. Aha, the conquering hero returns bearing a gift. Might I have a closer look? Impressive. Very impressive indeed, yes. I think you'll be quite pleased with this specimen. Congratulations, Long Point. Seldom if ever have I encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such a volatile overabundance of fire-aspected ether. What? You wanted a corrupted crystal composed of ice-aspected ether to counteract the effects of a raging wind? Uh-huh. This specimen won't help you there. Anyone who knows anything about elements could tell you that. You have to keep looking, I suppose. Of course I will. Go ahead, Gianna. Send me somewhere else. Curious case of giggity. Don't fret now. I know exactly where to find a corrupted crystal comprised of ice-aspected ether. An associate of mine in Gridania has been studying the effects of one such crystal on living beings. What's that expression? I thought it would please... What's that expression? I thought it would please you to hear this news. This is not another wild dodo chase, I assure you. And what's better is that this time you won't even need the warded pot of yours to protect yourself from this crystal's energies. The Dean's findings suggest that it is quite safe. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say that it has undergone a unique process that has rendered such precautions unnecessary. Anyway, do not let me keep you. It's been a pleasure, Long Point. Come back and see me sometime, alright? Yeah, maybe in the night with a knife. I mean, we're helping science, right? It's all gotta be worth it, because we're helping science. Presumably what makes it safe is that this crystal has been uncorrupted, or never was in the first place. Could the Warrior of Light look ahead? Maybe for ice-aspected crystals, we should go to Ice Town. I mean, there's an Ice Town. We spent 1,000 years there. Morketo's apartment. This one. Amphitheater. Apartment's good, though. This is a hot couch forest. Hey, Hayden. Tell me about this crystal of yours. Greetings and salutations, Mr. Arrow, I presume. Gianna informed me of your adventures in Aleport. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding, though as Professor Lambertaint is fond of saying, no action taken in the name of science is ever truly wasteful. To the matter at hand, corrupted crystals possessing the properties you seek could be found in abundance at the standing courses following the calamity. Alas, that is no longer the case, and while there's at least one suitable crystal that remains to be found within the 12's Wood, precisely where it is at any given moment is more difficult to say. Permit me to explain. You're familiar with Spriggans, yes? The furry little rascals who are wont to seek out ores and other stones. Well, one such creature with an infamously insatiable appetite has single-handedly devoured every corrupted crystal in the 12's Wood. Fortunately for you, these crystals take an eternity to digest, assuming that they can be digested. I'm reasonably confident that one still resides within his gut. It's quite fascinating, really. My theory is that this giggity... Oh wait, it was giggity? I thought I misread that. First consumed a corrupted crystal when you could care less about this. Couldn't care less about this, could you? To the point, then. Giggity seldom makes his presence felt unless there's a particularly fine fodder to be had. Therefore, we shall require a lure, and I have precisely the sort that you will find impossible to resist. Simply place this true heart. I shall save the story of its origin, of its unusual name, for another occasion, outside of the Spriggan's lair, and wait for the opportune moment to pounce. As for the method by which you retrieve the crystal from his gut, I shall leave that to your discretion. I'm always cutting people open when they're standing in my way. This bright blood-colored ore is thought to be the symbol of loyalty and honesty. A symbol. Okay, off to Spriggan Town. Sure are doing a lot of errands for people, aren't we? So far we found there's like 6 elements, right? I wasn't even thinking about ice as an element. I think, isn't ice just stasis aspected water, though? I can't remember exactly. I've read about this cosmology. It is in the Encyclopedia Eorzea, where I cannot recall the details. All ether kind of flows in a cycle anyway. The ether itself is not, distinctly one thing or another. It just takes on certain qualities. Alright, here's the sprig hole. We gotta go down inside it and place our stone right here. Crater golem. Who made you, Crater Golem? Who hurt you? Over here, Crater Golem, I want to destroy you. Hey there, Crystal Bearer, you exist. Well, Crater Golem didn't aggro. Yeah, there we go. Disposed. Deliver the corrupted crystal to Hayden. Well, that one was quick at least, so when we are disappointed by our sad haul that I seriously doubt is what we're looking for. What does it say? That doesn't look icy to me. Over aspected ether manifested into solid form. Back to the apartment. Mikero's place. You really ought to open this place up to the public. It's of historical interest, Mikero. Hey, Hayden. Pray do not speak. He called me like that. I was engrossed in... Wait, what is that? God's awful smell. My word, that is a breathtakingly beautiful crystal. I see my supposition was not mistaken. And I see you weren't averse to digging through Spriggan entrails for your prize. We owe our furry friend a debt of gratitude, you know. This thick coating of digestive juices is protecting us from the harmful effects of the crystal, just as that warded pot you once used did. Why so glum, friend? You finally obtained the corrupted crystal you sought, the one overflowing with earth aspected ether. Calm down, I jest. Okay, fucking with me. I jest, it is comprised of ice aspected ether, worry not. I suppose that joke was in poor taste, considering your previous 2 attempts were not. Fuck you, game. Stop charming me. Stop charming you when you're being obnoxious. Beg your pardon, Longpoint. I forgot to return your crystal to you. Oh, and there was a message for you from Professor Lambertaint. Something about a man named Marquis. Apparently the professor misses the intellectual stimulation. Forgive me, I should have written it down. It occurs to me that I've yet to ask you why you need the crystal. You aren't planning anything nefarious, are you? It would reflect poorly on me and my research if it was used for evil ends. Ah, well, perhaps it's best I remain ignorant. I didn't become the professor's greatest pupil by filling my head with unnecessary information. Surely not. Okay. Now, as I recall, we do go directly to Garuda from here. Assuming this is actually the end of this little fucking quest. We're nearly there. It was just a 40-minute journey. I mean, it could have been worse. It could surely have been worse. We spent twice as long in Ice Hell. And more of that was just walking back and forth asking for permission. So, I will now purge myself of also, it was constantly being goofy and being like, I bet you hate this. Which, you know, that doesn't forgive you, making me do things I don't want to do. But, excuse you, I guess is the word I was looking for. But, if you're gonna make me do things I don't want to do, I'll probably take better to them if you, have something like that. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? God damn it. Her? No. Down. Okay, down. Down. Just let me jump over the railing, you monsters. I guess the part of it down there is maybe inaccessible. Hey, Leonele. Greetings, sir. Do you wish to proceed to your vessel? Yes, I do. Sid. Hello, Sid. Alfino. Why do you tarry, Longpoint? Our work is not finished yet. Not yet finished. He, of course, speaks more dramatically. We must press onward until the Harpy Queen lies broken at our feet. He's not wrong. Why do people hate him? He's right. All repairs and modifications have been completed, Longpoint. Once you bring me that crystal, nothing will stand between us and Garuda. Happens to be covered in Spriggan offal. They're resilient creatures. I'll need to run some tests to be sure, but this looks to be exactly like what we need. Worry not, Longpoint. I see that your hard work doesn't go to waste. Yeah, please. Please. I deserve a win. The Enterprise is already more than a common airship, but mark my words, soon it will become something greater, something extraordinary. This is me. This is what I was born to do. I really need to remember which Discworld character it is that is inspired by. Lady of the Vortex. According to my tests, the device is now functioning in perfect harmony with the crystal, meaning we can leave whenever you're ready.
But you must understand, tests can only tell one so much. Until we approach the Howling Eye, until we attempt to breach the barrier itself, cannot be sure that this will work. I think it's only fair to tell you there was a small but statistically insignificant chance, that the crystal could trigger a massive. Perhaps it's better we remain positive. Long point, I want to thank you for reuniting me with my ship, for trusting in me to develop this plan, for everything. You've helped me rediscover a part of myself I'd forgotten. I'm not the man I once was, and I do not know if I ever shall be. But I do know one thing, this feels right. My apologies for the sudden outpouring of sentiment. I should have waited until after the mission, but, well, you understand. We might be dead then, so it's best to get our thanks out before we go.
There. She's ready.
Hey, they've recast Sid's voice. That's not what he sounds like.
There, she's ready.
Might be Craig Charles, actually. I think he might do a voice like that in his readings of the.
She stirs.
His readings of the Red Dwarf books.
Maybe I really need to shut up.
Don't smile. Yeah, no one knows. No one knows when the cat smiles. Stay mean,
To
Erwin.
Kurthus, and an audience with the Harpy Queen Garuda.
It's certainly been a long time coming.
Enterprise.
Holy shit.
Engage.
Wow. As No Cat said when Final Fantasy IV named one of its airships the Enterprise and the other one the Falcon. The Gaul. The Gaul. Do 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 do. Imagine having the music turned off. It's just dead silent. Phew. Soothing. Now rotate in place, young man. Whoosh, take off them gogs. I think he's about to have a flashback about these gogs. Ooh, revealing a Garlean third eye in his forehead.
I once flew in this airship, and I was not alone. There were adventurers on board. Adventurers like you.
So apparently the timeline we're about to see is a little bit confused.
Just how long have I worn these damn goggles?
Ever since that fateful day. Wait, are we flashing back within a flashback? Is this the echo? Probably is. It's little Sid. Hey, baby Sid.
Ah, yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days.
There are so many things in my mind right now.
The young prodigy, admired by all. Exactly like his father.
Yeah, wasn't your father a huge shitheel?
Born and raised in Garlemald.
Yeah, you were an agent of Empire. As are so many of us. Well, most of us are subjects of Empire. Who in the audience is CIA? Show of hands. Got a nice
It was only
conversation to have with you.
natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same?
You tell me, buddy. Ours, we barely know your name.
Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye?
Was it when Dad decided to turn his talents to conquering the world? Or I think it was later than that. Or maybe it was
When
before
did meteor
that.
become your everything, and your loved ones cease to matter?
Ah, I see. So this far but no further. It was fine to develop weapons of genocide, but not omnicide. So...
You abandoned us all, but he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not.
Oh boy. So in this case, the Darth Vader figure is the adoptive
Though
parent.
he proved no better in the end. Gaius was just another man with an all-consuming obsession.
You know, all-consuming obsessions themselves are not bad. It's a question of what the obsession is, and whether or not his desire to own the world was all-consuming. You could have detected that that was his driving force immediately, and maybe not
And so I
aligned with him.
ran, left the Empire behind, and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks.
Thanks. I do appreciate that. I mean, how else we get around quickly apart from using the aetherites that are everywhere? Big shrug. Shining. It's not a constellation, it's a... Are they goggles? I don't think so. You know, it would make sense if the Warrior of Light could not see himself in the Echo. So, there's disagreement on this because apparently only player characters who were actually around before 2.0 are supposed to be...
Ah yes, it was then that I first donned these
He
goggles.
sounds like Michael Bell. He's not Michael Bell, is he? Surely not. Oh, surely not. I would have recognized him before if he were. Sid, Michael Bell, FF14. Nah, Michael Bell's quite old now. Here we go. Here's the
Fought
opener.
beside them.
Oh, shit. He's talking. Home to so many manner of people and something, I fought beside
I
them.
wanted to prove that my knowledge could serve a nobler purpose.
That it's possible to know things and
I
not
wanted to
become a gun.
prove that there was another way.
Another way than conquering the world. I mean, the Garleans
And
do
it all
have...
began that day when I found my new home.
They do have ambitions beyond mere acquisitiveness, but I think acquisitiveness is a big part of it. I mean, I guess I don't know for sure. They are obsessed with the primals. They do not like them. Except, we've seen them watching us, haven't we? When we fight the primals.
I had forgotten how wonderful it was.
They've
The
forgotten
wind in your
the taste of
hair,
the sun.
the endless sky.
We've been on
That
airships,
light.
Sid.
It was you, wasn't it?
Was it? Listen,
It's surprising how few people know this, but all pureblood Garleans have a third eye.
yeah, isn't it like so
Perhaps
that
mine
God
helped me
can
recognize
spy
you.
through?
Or perhaps it was just a lucky guess.
It seems like we are supposed to be one of the Warriors of Light from before. But why did we appear in a beam of light and deliver
The
them?
Enterprise was made for this.
Is it a time loop?
To carry Eorzea's protectors into battle.
Yeah, dude.
I
It was
am
a crystal.
proud to be able to call her my own.
Wait, this is your ship? Why isn't it my ship? I think that this should be my ship.
Sid?
Let's discuss private
What exactly
property.
do you remember?
We've already had the
Alphinaud, my
flashback.
boy. Sorry to have been such a burden.
I saw such a lesbian. That's not what he said. My eyes are failing me.
I remember everything.
Da-na-na-na.
My name,
Hold
my
your brain
people,
aloft.
and my purpose. Everything.
Yeah, but you don't like your people.
Come. It would be
Ooh,
rude to
nice
keep
eyebrow
Garuda
action
waiting.
there. Yeah, we really are late to this appointment, dude. We are tardy. We have tarried. We have done everything in our power not to get here. This makes preparing a feast look like a fucking, walk-in. We should not have called ahead. It was terribly rude. But lo, here we are. Here we are. Thank fuck we've made it. This is it. This is not the end, but this is, make ready, long point, for the end is nigh, be it hers or our own. The Howling Eye is now accessible. Yes, indeed. Let's bring a little Dark Souls. And let's fucking go. Come on. Are you ready, folks? There's a bird one needs plucking. Hey, it's everybody. Huh? Well, you look rather like a siren of my acquaintance. Who dares intrude upon my sanctuary? Your insolence shall not go unpunished, landwalkers. Her face is goofy. Her face looks like Chesh's face from Madness Return from Alice. 12 Preserve. She's huge. As I live and breathe. She bigger than, like, the other Titans, the primals we fought? Hey, it's the lizard man over there. Look. Oh, no. They've been branded. Well, looks like we'll have no choice but to murder them. Amaljan, Kobold prisoners, but why would the Exalt bring them here? Tee-hee. Having a great time. Wherefore come you hither, foolish mortals? Garuda, we are come to put an end to your reign of terror. Hear you this blasphemy, my children? These landwalkers would bring me low. You, who are bound to crawl upon the earth, should revere me, for I am the wind.
Did we not take to the skies and slip your defenses? We're bound to find nothing, Garuda.
You think your playthings give you strength?
They will not help you here, Landwalker.
This is my realm, where none can challenge my supremacy. Struggle though you may, I shall slake the roots with your blood, and festoon the canopy with your entrails.
Play the other ones, we shall. This is an offering to Garuda. They will serve as that.
Yep. Well, we haven't met these beastmen. Leave the Exalt to us, Longpoint. We will keep them distracted while you deal with her. Do not fail, Longpoint. Remember, you fight for the Scions. For Eorzea. Do 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 do. This worm would die by mine own hand. Come then, I shall grant you that which you seek.
Scream.
Feather darts, why not? Giggling. Why hey. Whoosh. Ooh, plummet. Open them eyes. Yeah. Here we go. She's small. This lady is small. She's giggling. We're just gonna auto attack so we can not obliterate her instantly. See her phases a little bit, maybe. She's not gonna side those pillars. We need those for safety. I wonder if you can solo the end of story dungeons. Or I wonder if you can complete them by using the Duty Finder. I'll look that up, because they're worth a bunch if we gotta do them anyway. Most of the length is cutscene, countless feathers ring in the sky, so it wouldn't be a lot shorter to do them alone than to do them with other people. Except for waiting for a cue. Garuda, come away again from those. Soon you will see the depths of your folly, mortals. Shouldn't it be the heights of our madness or something? Alright, she's doing a big move. Use your special power. I think she knocks those down and you can no longer use them to shelter from her ultimate limit break attack. I use the power. Flashy. The reckoning comes. Well, I was hoping to be at work by the time the reckoning got here. I mean, there is no escape, no hope, none. Garuda generates a pocket of calm within the storm. Well, I was already here. I think you'll find this pocket of calm a little bit exciting. Big G. Wicked Wheel. You'll love to see it. My power. No. No. brass Garuda. All pinion, no point.
Meow.
What? How in the hells?
This is my realm. You have no hope here.
None. None.
Did you truly believe that you could defy our god, landwalkers? She got fancy? Ooh, she glowing. Oh, I know what's about to happen. My power is limitless. My children legion, and they have rendered unto me a wealth of crystals. That's a very goofy line. Doesn't sound very dramatic. Their gifts sustain me. Their faith empowers me. None save my children will escape the reckoning mortals, and those who would use my crystals to waken the rest shall realize the folly of their faith. Then all shall worship none but me, the one true God. So this is interesting, because the ultimate result of following through on this plan would be that she, a single being, would embody the entire etheric force of the planet, right? And primals are not really real. They're just whatever was dreamed up at the time. Like, there's no sublime being sitting above. They're just spawned by whatever created them. So it's almost like the planet itself can act as an egg, which can hatch into whatever being happens to get spawned with a sufficiently ravenous appetite. Which is very strange to think of, that you could turn a world to that purpose. What would they do then? Would they seek out other worlds because there are other worlds than these? I don't know. Could they persist with no worshippers left? Can society flourish under such a demiurge? Who can say? Of course. Of course, worship. So long as the eggs will keep praying, she will never fall. So let's go murder them.
Let's go stuff them.
Slit their throats. In their house of worship.
Ugh.
No harm will come to you, my children. This is only the beginning, landwalkers. All who oppose me shall suffer for their defiance. Soon the worms of the forest shall receive my judgment. The desert vermin next. Their walls of stone will not shield them from the tempest. And then will I take vengeance on the sea lice. Their wooden boats cannot outrun the wind. Tremble, mortals, for I shall visit you all in time, and all shall be mine. All manner of things shall be mine. You, landwalker, you who dared to raise your hand against me, you shall be the first to pay for your sins, not with your death, but with your life. You will serve me, landwalker, to your last breath. So you can't taste the taint on me, huh? Taste my taint, bitch. You cannot brand me. No, I claimed you. You should be mine.
Feel. Think.
Ooh, uh-oh, you're getting the Final Fantasy menu music playing at you. You're in trouble now. Ooh, uh-oh. We're taking that crystal back. It's got a little bulge in the middle, huh? It's a bowed out crystal. It's like a battery that's, overcharged. Put it in your mind palace, heroine. Ting. Here we go. I love this part. Love this part. I love it when the crystal goes in the crystal hole. Yeah. Feeling fresh, feeling energized, you know, feeling upbeat. What are you? What have you done to me? I'm just ironing things out, ma'am. You're a knot of mine. No mortal should possess such power. This is impossible. The Howling Eye. Hooray! We did it, we smashed her. She's been squished. Let's get the fuck out of here and see another cutscene, I believe, immediately. There she is.
Why do you not tremble at my might?
Oh, they changed her voice actor too,
Why do you not
weird.
beg for mercy? Why do you not die?
I'm busy.
We've done it.
Skex's ass motherfucker.
Is that all?
Ooh, Gaius.
O Lady of the Vortex, O mighty Garuda,
Dong, 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 dong.
of all primals the most terrible, I say again, is that all?
Are you quite done, Birdman?
Gaius!
It's Gaius.
Sid, my boy, you look well. For one who has forsaken kin and country, I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is
We're
done.
gonna get a lot of monologuing from this dude before
What?
that day is done.
What exactly did you hope to accomplish here this day?
I just wanted to squish the bird. I didn't really think past that.
Well, I shall accomplish far more.
Yeah, this is the funny part, I think. I don't think he's too scared of you. Yeah. That's actually pretty well animated there. It's nicely synced impacts and deaths. In World of Warcraft, they would just have stopped dead and done a death animation. You know? It wouldn't have looked good. It was good. I practiced that speech.
Mortal, I shall make you suffer.
Garuda, it hasn't been going that well. Ah, there we go. She does taste the taint.
She has touched you.
Yep.
Very well.
Do your big
Seven
scream.
hells, does she still mean to fight?
Oh, Lord of the Inferno Almighty,
Uh-oh.
grant us succor in our hour of need.
Ooh, they did that. Now we get the rhymes in there.
Lord of Crags, it hurts our soul. The pain, the pain.
Mark Hamill. I would love it if Mark Hamill was these kobolds.
What is she?
Oh my god.
12
Reminds me that.
preserve. She cannot mean to.
Fuck Mark Hamill. He made it so long without being just the shittest of shit libs. And then Nina Turner of all people. It's all it takes. Just bring down Ifrit. Titan airdropping in. Where are we dropping?
No. No, this is all wrong.
Stop gawping, boy. We must run.
They weren't supposed to do that. But our powers combined.
And fucking guys over there saying justice planned.
Surrender yourselves unto me. I would feast upon your ether. None shall stand against the wind.
Doesn't seem like primals are likely to do that. I just don't think that they're big surrenderers. Uh-oh. What's going on? We've seen these things before, though, haven't we?
Bear
These
witness
weird
to the
flying
glory
faces.
of the Empire.
Yeah, throw the Nazi salute. Let's do the Heil. Squish. dragon big. Oof. Yikes. He just sucked off Freet. What are you doing there? Punch. Uh-oh. Lift him high. Goodbye. He's absorbing the powers of the earth. Garuda no longer so impressed with herself.
Garuda.
You're just talking to a recording,
Ancient
guys.
Eleg had ways of dealing with your kind. Now, look on their ultimate weapon, Icon, and despair.
He's sort of like a dragon. He's almost like a cobra, don't you think? Ooh, snatched out of the sky. This is really nicely animated. Again, a thing Warcraft would simply never do. The idea of having, like, energetic, non-humanoid creatures in a... yeah, it just doesn't fit the ethos at all. Just fit the engine, I guess.
Magnificent. It exceeds all expectation.
Imagine if World of Warcraft were not inside a company that is being vampirically run for the benefit exclusively of shareholders.
With each primal it consumes, it grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not?
Standing there seems really fucking precarious, boy.
Such is the fate of those who oppose the Empire.
I think that the fate... there's a lot of fates up in the air right now.
There will be no warriors of light to save you this time.
Now that's where you're
If
wrong.
your leaders are as wise as they are reported, they will surrender.
That's right. We'll just give up. He's standing on the claw. That's cool.
Your skills are impressive,
Just so you know, our leaders are
but
not
they will
wise.
not be enough.
They are doofuses. Some are dignified doofuses, but one and all, they are not all that useful. So many great animations and then just almost a straight glide.
12, have
Imperfect.
mercy. What chance have we against such an ungodly creation?
Listen, I'm level 72.
And who was that armored devil?
That was excuse me.
That was Gaius van Balsar,
That was
of the 14th
lost the
Imperial
voice.
Legion and Supreme Commander of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea.
That was I've lost the voice. What was his voice?
Of course. The Black Wolf. How could I not realize? Grandfather mentions him in his journal.
Nice.
I was never so naive as to think the man would abandon his ambitions. But these developments are beyond my worst expectations.
Yeah, it does seem pretty bad,
What have
doesn't
you been
it?
doing
Allagan's
these past
super
5
weapon.
years? How could something of this magnitude have escaped the Alliance's attention?
You're talking to a dude who was literally fucking 9 years old.
We heard no whispers, saw no signs. In the wake of the calamity, the Empire seized land and built outposts, but that was the extent of their aggression.
Damn it, Gaius. Where in the 7 hells did you find that thing?
Was it under the Crystal Tower?
It has been a day of unexpected developments, but the fact remains, Garuda is no longer a threat.
Yeah.
While I take no
So chalk
comfort
that
in
one
the
up.
manner of her downfall, it does mean that we may safely put the matter of the primals to one side, for the time being at least.
Yeah. I mean,
Which just
they're not
leaves the
gone.
matter of
They've just
Gaius's
been
new toy.
consumed.
Indeed. That weapon poses the greatest threat to Eorzea. It must be destroyed.
Amber will be
But
destroyed.
first, we must needs find out all we can.
Oh boy, more fact-finding, huh?
Let us make for Vesper Bay. We shall rebuild the Scions.
All right.
All is not yet lost, my friend. For we bear the light, and shall surely lead our people from the darkness.
Alphino just really wants to be head of a fan club, and the object of his fandom is me. Shall we recover our footing? Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead and turn that in. Well, that was an experience I would rather not have again. Something has been troubling me, Erwin. Shortly before the Black Wolf took center stage, when Garuda attempted to claim you as her own, I could have sworn I saw... but I'm sure I was mistaken. In times of great stress, the evidence of the eye is apt to be misread by even the most inquiring mind. Forget I mentioned it. Returning to our subject of earlier discussion, we may consider the matter of the primals closed until further notice. No beast tribe will dare summon the gods, so their god, so long as that weapon exists. Truly a more effective deterrent I could not imagine. Almost seems a shame to plot its destruction. Alpha, no, you gotta relax. What's our next quest called? Reclamation. Alright, but that is going to be it for now, because I don't know if I can handle another errand quest right now. So we shall progress soon. We're probably, I don't know, between 1 and 4 sessions from the end of ARR. We'll get there soon. See you soon.